everybody. My name is Ariel and I am a teacher intern or a special education teacher with the Centennial School of Lehigh University, also the same university that I just received my master's in special education. I'm going to talk to you today about a little bit about what it's like to be in the special education world as somebody who kind of grew up through it as well. Do you know how often I've made professors jump? Because when I sit in their graduate level classes at one of the top universities in our country and they ask, how have you interacted with students with disabilities? I raise my hand and I say that I was one and now I teach them. It's as if the thought of a student with a disability getting so far in life is a rarity warranted only by a fluke of fate and not because it's possible to achieve anything we put our mind to through dedication and hard work. I baffle my colleagues and my students alike when on day one I walk into my classroom and introduce myself exactly as I am. I'm a nerd with a love of the written word, comics, and a good storyline. I'm a popular culture fanatic that can stare my students in the eye and go, I get that reference, and no, it's not school appropriate, so please change the subject. I found that two things happen when you are so earnestly honest with the people around you. The first is that you form a bond of trust that is important to establish in any safe space. And the second is that you gain a responsibility to those people to maintain that same level of truth throughout your entirety of your time together with them. The professor that first physically started at my confession of a disability in her class went on to become one of my best professional allies in the field of special education. My students, at first, thought I was trying too hard, but later began to seek me out as a source of honesty and wisdom when they needed it most because they knew that they would receive the same level of respect from me that I give to all of those that come in contact with me. This is important for young people, especially those that have a label attached to them, because so often all they ever see is the label and not their actual worth as a person. Which is a travesty that we should all take the time to fix, because never once have I ever met anyone that is less than or can only be defined by their diagnosis or stereotype. I've only been in the field of education for a few short years, and I recognize that I still have a lot to learn before I can consider myself a veteran of the craft. But I am very fortunate that for the last 2 years I've been employed at a school that teaches kindness first. Because so often in life we forget the power of our words and how important it is to just simply be kind. Students from all walks of life enter our school and tell their stories, and most of them center around their past educational placements, not only never holding them to a higher standard, but going so far as to tell them what they can and cannot hope to achieve in life. I want you to imagine that for a second. Can you imagine sharing your dream with someone you trust and having them look at you and go, you'll never get there? How is that fair? How could they possibly ever hope to know what these kids are capable of if the very first thing they do is read over a file and categorize them by the words on a page? And that goes for all students, not just the ones with a label to categorize by. Because I've had the opportunity to work with a wide range of student abilities, and never once have I ever found a child that was not capable of anything that they set their mind to. But I have met students that have had it trained into their brain that they couldn't, because someone at some point had forgotten what it was to simply be kind. And I have made it my mission to never let that happen to my students. Never will I ever look at a child and say that they are unable to be whatever they want to be in life. Because if someone had done that to me at their age, I wouldn't be where I am today. Realistic goals and realistic expectations coupled with honesty, respect, and kindness all go a long way in providing students with the abilities they need to achieve whatever they put their mind to. And no one has a right to determine whether or not that goal is attainable based on a label. My job amazes me every single day. I watch the compassion my coworkers instill in our students, and I marvel at the achievements that they make based on hard work, dedication, and the bonds that they've created simply by being kind and honest, and maintaining a level of dignity that everyone deserves to have. And I recognize that teacher burnout is a real issue, especially in a field as demanding as special ed. And it's okay to be tired, but it is never okay to not be kind. So to my students, past, present, and future, if someone ever tries to tell you that you can't achieve your dreams, I want you to say 2 words to them. Watch me. And then I want you to go out there and do whatever it is that you want to put your mind to, so long as it is kind and honest. And to the educators that sit in their car at the end of the day reminding themselves that caffeine is not actually a food group, you're doing just fine. You matter. You do make a difference. And it's okay to be tired, and it's okay to cry. Just don't give up, and above all else, be kind, especially to yourself and to your students. Thank you very much.